What's going on, MSFers? Duelim here, back here with another video. And today, we are looking at Kyln Tower and my save squad recommendations. So, we will go through every section here, and it's pretty straightforward to start. Honestly, I don't see the need to prep really any cooldowns. This is just precautionary based on wanting to be prepared for anything, honestly. So the only Annihilators that do not spawn with full cooldowns are going to be Gladiator and Thanos Endgame. I forgot clicking on that moves me over now. So bringing them into the unrestricted nodes I think could be helpful. Also, if you do not have Sentinel for the Orcus nodes, you will not have Lady Deathstrike ult turn 1 up and ready to go, which could be essential as well. So this is just a precautionary measure, bringing these three in here to make sure they have ults ready to go. The rest really don't matter. Every single node is going to be absolutely ran over except for the last nodes of Cabal, or Cabal, of Orcus, or Alpha Flight or Annihilators, but we'll get into that. Next up, we have the three-piece Infinity Watch. Mainly, it's just Nebula and Gamora. We'll delete these nodes because they are a really good power couple. They help out a lot. They assist each other as well, so they're really great. The next one could be any of the other Infinity Watch members, honestly. If you don't have any of the other Infinity Watch members, you can use a Guardian member. It really doesn't matter. These are the ones that are going to get you through it. Next up, we have Avengers, and I did put Hank Pym in here because he has already been made farmable, and he's a great character. The other ones you could use is Iron Man Infinity War is another okay choice. He's an Avenger. He does some pretty good damage. You could also use the new Avengers, so if you want to use like Tigra, Mockingbird, anything like that, that's fine. Next up, we've got, I think this is Global Skill, if I'm not mistaken. So we have Black Knight there to carry everything. Black Widow is fine. New Avengers again. Nick Fury with the summons can carry as well. City Mystic, you could use New Warrior 3-piece. You could use like Dagger, Cloak, and Gwen pool. It really doesn't matter. Noir is going to do great. Robbie's going to do great. It don't really matter that much. This section's pretty good. Noir and Robbie can absolutely carry. Next section is Asgardian, I believe. We've got Vol to carry it. We've got Hela as a decent choice as well. And then we have Thor Infinity War. If you got 3 Bifrost members, just throw 3 Bifrost members in there. That's fine. Next up, we have Spider-Verse, Tech, or Skill. So Skill is obviously going to be Black Cat, Kraven, and then Tech is going to be good old Vulture or Kraven or GGC. Peter B shouldn't be here. I'm an idiot. Don't look at him. He's not skill. Or wait, is he? He might be dual. If he is, egg on my face again. I think he's bio skill. He is bio skill. Double idiot me. All right, so these are cakewalks. You're gonna have these characters super big. Spider Society works really, really well. Next up, we've got we've got Global Villain, I believe. Or Mystic Global. So Morgan Le Fay will do great. Doom will do great. Quicksilver will do great. Weaver with her charges will also do great. Starnak will stand there, but he could potentially do great. Next up is Villain Mutant. A lot of good choices here. You could use full Death Seed. If you want a 3-piece, just use like Magneto, Dark Beast, and like Archangel. If you don't have Archangel, just do Nemesis. Dawkins a great choice here. Obviously Apocalypse if you have him. We also have Omega Red, who's another legendary, but he's great with percent damage. And then if you're looking to get through those Cabal nodes, you're already going to have a massive Namor, so Namor can auto-basic his way through this. Next up is going to be Hero Global, maybe? I don't know. So we've got Hank, a great choice, big character. Penny, another great choice. And then Kestrel is probably going to carry the whole thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter as long as you have Kestrel. Kind of a walk in the park. X-Men, as long as you have Old Man Logan, you could throw any other 2 in here. It does not matter at all. I know you can only use 3, but I'm just showing you options of others you could use. Nightcrawler and Old Man Logan should absolutely just wipe this. Honestly, Old Man Logan and Minions could absolutely wipe this, but there's no mutant minions. Fun fact. You're welcome. Next up, we have the Legendary section, and now this section is where it starts getting a little bit harder. I think Old Man Logan will absolutely shred this section without a problem at all. If you do not have Old Man Logan for whatever reason, you should. His event's running right now. Go do that right now and get him. You could do node 15 all packs and just do 1 node. Difficulty 15, just do 1 node and unlock them at 4 stars. You're welcome. But we have Rolk, was really good. Green Goblin Classic was really good with his ult, and Black Cat was good too for some stunning effects, but I think Old Man Logan's going to carry it. Next up is going to be Villain Bio. The best way to do this is going to be Scroll, Carnage, and Venom. That's how we were getting through it originally. Scroll is kind of essential here. If you don't have Scroll, you might be able to get through it with like a Gore and then Gore Gladiator and maybe another big damage dealer. Honestly, I don't know though. This is the first time we have the new stats for the Annihilators here. But if you don't have Super Scroll, you probably don't have the Annihilators. So Super Scroll's a must in here, and it's cake. Next up are the Spider Society nodes, and these are going to be the 3 you want to use. There's no question about it. You put Skirmisher on Peter B, you put Striker on Pav and Penny, and these nodes just get walked over. If you do need to sack it for whatever reason, like that Black Knight node, I think it's 45, you could bring in like Noir and Ghost and another Underworld member if you have them built, but I don't really recommend doing it. I think this will absolutely rail these nodes without a problem. Cabal, these nodes are super simple, honestly. I was able to do this with like a 5-5 Cabal G18 at that time, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe G19. I can't remember. This was super easy, though. You can put Raider on Iron Patriot. Striker on these two are much better, in my opinion. I think the Striker damage from Namor is absolutely nutty. Put that T4 on his basic if you're struggling, and it will do way more damage. Next up is going to be the sections that are going to be difficult. Now, for the Orcus and / Alpha Flight section, I genuinely don't know if the 2 reworks with Sentinel will be able to complete this section. I promise you, if it can be done with this Scientist Supreme, a Lady Deathstrike that's also 3 diamond, and a Sentinel at 3 yellow, 3 red, level 100 G19, if it can be done with that team, I promise you, I will figure it out and I will put it on this channel. If it cannot be done with this team, Nimrod's going to be the answer, in my opinion. Now, I don't know that 100%, so don't go blowing your cores and then blaming me that you can't get through it. That's not my problem. But I think Nimrod will be the answer. We obviously have Omega Sentinel here. So if you do have Omega Sentinel, take out Scientist Supreme. I have to use Scientist Supreme because I need the healer on my team. If not, my team will just get out-sustained, and I will end up losing. Now, for Alpha Flight, this is going to be really interesting. There's going to be an interesting sack mechanic that we could use here because we could potentially have North Star ult, Guardian with offense up, and then Wolverine with his special, or potentially his ult. So he could be a potential to prep in the first unrestricted nodes way up here. So Wolverine has his ult turn 1. So that could be a potential. But I don't know yet. It could be. But his special also does really good damage because offense up, special, chaining around does a lot of good damage. So there could be a good sack team in that. There could also be another team you could use. You could use Sasquatch, Sunfire, and Lady Deathstrike. If you do have Nimrod, you could use Lady Deathstrike on there too. And that's a second team to go into it. And then you'd have this Orcus team to kind of be able to do everything else. But there are 3 nodes you need to get through this with Orcus and Alpha Flight. And honestly, I think these nodes are going to be tuned to Orcus stats, which are the new stats. So I think Alpha Flight is going to absolutely get run over. So I'd caution you not to put any undue G18 on these characters if you don't already have them. Don't beef them up for any reason. Let me do that on my own, and I will show you the results. Last section is going to be, again, Orcus or Annihilators. I honestly think Annihilators might be able to do this on their own, but I'm not going to bank on that because you only do have 1 chance with Annihilators, and you'd have to rely on Gore, Gladiator, and Thanos to clear it all by themselves. Because unless you have another like Lady Deathstrike left over here and you're able to bring in Lady Deathstrike with Silver Surfer and Ultimus, and maybe there's an instant delete you could do and get through a hard part of the wave, especially with Ultimus and his ultimate. Deleting somebody off rip, maybe there's a pre-taunt in there, giving speed to allies, and then Lady Deathstrike can go zoom. But that all depends on how the nodes before this go. So my plan is to be able to get through this and show you guys the most free-to-play friendly way possible to get through this. But I will urge you, and I will caution you that last time when we had Spider Society as the newest nodes with Cabal, I was not able to get through the Spider Society nodes without Penny Parker. I was not. I sat there and reset for about 18 hours on node 44, or 43, which was the last Spider Society node with all the Superior 6 members, and I was not able to get it done with a 4-4 Peter B, Ghost, and Noir. So, please take that as a word of caution, as you may not be able to get through these Orcus nodes, and that's okay. But if you can, tune into this channel, because I'll find out how with very, very low characters. You see a 3-3 Nimrod, 3-3 Sentinel. I'll figure it out, I promise, if it's possible. And then the Annihilators, I think, might be able to do good things. I know my Annihilators are bigger than most, so take that with a grain of salt. But I hope you guys are able to escape from Kyln, because guess what? We've got events running into events, running into events. So if you guys are able to escape from Kyln, you'll get a bunch of purple ISO, which is great. And then you'll also get a bunch of orbs that are going to feed into this event right here, earning the Revolution Orb Fragment. That's going to be from the Kyln. And then it's feeding into a leaderboard, which is more purple ISO, which is then feeding into this milestone for completing Dark Dimension 8 nodes. That's not confusing. You're just stupid. That's what Scopely's telling us. Thanks for running 87 milestones at once. I'm a content creator and I'm still confused. So, I hope this helps you guys out with your Kyln climb and gets you to prep some essential characters to start. Remember, check back on this channel for any guides regarding nodes 47 through 52. I will most likely not put a guide for the other nodes because they have already been done and completed, and I think they're going to be absolutely trivial, unless you guys tell me you want some help and I can do it for you. But that's going to be it for this one. Until next time, this has been Dolum. Later, MSFers.